Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
G'day.
Big show today.
Yes, we start off by discussing what rich people do with their couches. And then we get Jeremy McGovern to answer the question because we don't know anyone else richer.
That's true.
We discover what happens when you, after you've hooked up with somebody for the first time and you have a bit of a poke around, it can be quite revealing. You can discover things about them.
We also have a chat about when you lost your workload. It was done here on the Mitchell Freeway just yesterday, in
Sounds
fact.
like you're talking about the previous topic there.
Yes.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
It's amazing what some people will be sharing about their lives on TikTok. We come from a generation where we wouldn't share a lot of this stuff.
I get that people talking about things after the fact, but when they're in the moment filming it so that they've got stuff to go on TikTok, that amazes me. Because I would never think about it in the
I
moment.
think they're looking to impress people.
Yeah.
There's a girl named Hayley, right? And she'd been chatting with this guy on Tinder for a while, finally went over to his house.
What are they? Okay.
They're
Cup of tea?
in the lounge chatting, having a talk. And then things moved to the bedroom
Right.
for a bit of some cuddles.
Oh, okay.
Some cuddles.
It's
And
very
then
wholesome.
After the cuddles, they were just lying there enjoying each other's company, and she asked if she could use the bathroom.
Of course.
So what do you do
natural.
when you go into someone's bathroom?
Snoop in the cupboards.
You go and have a look around, and she was surprised to what she found because he was very hesitant about letting her use the bathroom, by the way.
You can't not let the girl use the bathroom.
This is Hayley in the Tinder date's bathroom.
Guys, I'm at a Tinder's house and I'm in his bathroom and he told me he lived alone. There are 2 toothbrushes and one's pink. If this is your bathroom, this girl's covered in oil, I'm so sorry.
So he's told her he lives alone.
There's 2 toothbrushes. One of them's pink, and then there was a towel over a sort of basket of stuff, and then that was hair products. This guy was bald. Then she looked in the drawers, and it was just full of girl stuff.
If there's a set of styling irons.
Yeah. So she's gone, oh my God, this is unbelievable. So she put this up on TikTok a little while ago, and all of her followers were saying, you've got to let this woman know.
Ooh.
You've got to let her know. I've been in this situation. You've got to tell her, rah, rah.
Okay, but how do you go about telling her?
Dude, she went over to the house.
Well, she knows where she lives.
She went over to the house and she knocked on the door. And she did not film the woman's face. She just recorded the sound, so the phone's facing down. Her hands are shaking, you can see, because this is so confrontational. So this is how some of that went down.
Hello. Hi. I'm so sorry. This is a little bit weird for me. I'm actually just coming to talk to you. My name's Hayley, and I was actually here the other night with someone called Peter.
Peter, my husband?
He's your husband?
What's happened? How can I help you?
We met on Tinder,
Huh?
and we had sex. Yeah?
Are you kidding me?
No.
What are you talking about?
I'm so sorry. I hate to be the person to tell you this, but I only ever met him one time, and
I got a feeling that it should happen sometime, to be honest with you, but I'm choked now. Can you grab me a cup of water, please? I'm not feeling good. Please. Okay, Harry, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry.
No worries, that's okay. I'm gonna fix it out with him. I have a lot of things to do now. Thank you.
oh, sorry.
A lot of things to do right now. Bloody hell, she does. Where's the shotgun?
Oh, but you know what?
I'm glad she...
If Hayley didn't go to the bathroom
Yes.
and have a bit of a poke around in there, then she never would have known.
And clearly it's not a one-time offence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're on Tinder. What do you...
Yeah.
Getting back to her going to the person's house, can you write a note than be that confrontation?
Oh, because
you're lobbing up.
But it doesn't look as good on TikTok.
No, of course it doesn't.
But look, I think we kudos to her. I mean, look, filming it and putting it online is another thing. But going up to someone and saying it face to face after you know that was happening, there's something to it.
Are you expecting a punch in the face?
Well, why? You didn't do anything wrong.
I know, but that's not always the way that it...
Yes, not,
no, yes,
you don't know how people are going to react.
She did, and that's why she was nervous.
Yeah.
She didn't know how people was going to react, but she went, this is the right thing to do. So, but like I was saying, having a poke around someone's house when you've hooked up with them,
It can be revealing.
It can be revealing.
And it's not always that they're married or cheating or whatever.
No, Natalie, so say you've gone to a wonderful man's house, right?
Yes, wonderful man.
last night, that story
just last night, I had my hair freshly done.
Oh, lovely.
I know. Look at it.
So anyway, so then he's left the bedroom because he's gone on business call.
Oh yeah,
And then
straight
you're
into the
going
drawers.
Like, oh, okay. So and then you've seen something under his bed, Nat, and then it's
a foot.
It's
What is it?
several editions of Dungeons and Dragons and a
I know.
collection of
See you
medieval
later.
swords.
Thanks for your time.
So even though it was an amazing
oh God, there's
night,
a dragon coming. I'm off.
you wouldn't be with a D&D player with a medieval sword collection.
I wouldn't. How hot is he?
He's not movie star hot, but he's super cute.
Because I'm sure once he's fallen in love with me, he would leave all that behind, Nathan. So
I would suggest
not insurmountable.
I can't wait. You can't make men leave their medieval swords.
I'm just saying
Natalie.
he would want to. He would want to because I'm amazing.
And you're a swordless situation.
Yeah, I'm a swordless. He wouldn't feel the need to do it if he was with me.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most out of every holiday. And now's the time to unapologetically holiday bigger and better than ever before.
Jump online or on the What If app and book your getaway today.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Sometimes after you've hooked up with somebody, having a little bit of a snoop around can be quite revealing. Like one girl found out that the guy that she'd just been cuddling was in fact married. Because he told her that he lived alone, but there was clearly a lot of women's hair products
toothbrush
and a pink
anyone
toothbrush
can have one of those
in the bathroom. Pretty
New age.
compelling.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's not always evidence of cheating, obviously.
I know.
No.
Natalie would run for the hills if she found a collection of medieval swords. Stephanie's in Bibra Lake. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Hey, Steph.
Hey, Steph.
Steph, what happened?
So I just moved to WA and I started seeing this guy and then I went to his house and, we were hooking up, whatever.
Yep.
And I was snooping through photos and everything like that, as you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I discovered that this guy was actually related to my sister-in-law. It was my sister-in-law's cousin.
Oh,
You got
how
perfed
close.
right at the very beginning. You got a good perfect.
Yeah. I bowed very quickly after that because I was like, no, that's just wrong. That's my sister-in-law. No.
So you're not blood related, so you might as well keep having a crack, Steph,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Nah, I bailed really quickly after that.
Did
Too
he
close to
ever
home.
know why you bailed?
Yeah, because I saw the pictures of my sister-in-law and I was like, who the hell is this? And he's like, that's my cousin. And I was like, you're joking, right? That's my sister-in-law.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, this is too
You know
close.
what? I'm really glad that you said something because suddenly he's left the room, everything's fine, he's come
And
back,
you've
you
just
look
bolted.
panicked and you've left. He'll be going, what
hell did she
disturbed
say?
her? and if you don't think anything's disturbing, you'll be going, what am I a monster? Like you're looking around. Is it the cushions?
Oh, Steph, thank you. Jessica's in New Redcliffe. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
Okay,
Jess.
Jess, what did you find when you were snooping around?
So I met this guy whilst I was travelling around Europe and I thought it was love at first sight and I was, young and impressionable.
Yeah.
And so we started dating and obviously, as all things, I had to come back to Australia and we tried to do long distance dating.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I was back for probably 16 days and I was like, nah, that's it. I'm going to move to Spain.
Yes.
And so I left. I moved everything to Spain. I left everything. And so about a week into dating, like being in Spain and
hanging out
went
with
on
him.
this really great trip. Yep, hanging out with him. I was snooping through his stuff and I found a picture of an ultrasound and on the back it said, your baby boy.
Oh,
Okay.
Jess, okay.
So he had split up with his partner once she became pregnant, or that this was an
They
ongoing
were still
thing and
together.
they lived separately?
I never really asked him about it, but I did hear stories about his crazy ex-girlfriend, and I assumed this must have been her. And part of me was like, this can't be real. Surely this isn't legit. And then it gets worse.
Yeah.
She actually, I didn't know, but she had been messaging me on Facebook, and because, I'm not friends with her,
Was going to that
I found
other folder.
all these messages, and like she said she was coming for me,
Oh,
and
in Spanish. That'd be very scary.
Oh, that's great. Can you get me a coffee on the way?
I had to translate everything, and she actually ended up rocking up. And by then, I'd already him and I confronted him about it eventually, and I was like, you know what, this is too crazy for me. I'm going back to England, and that's where I stayed.
Oh,
So I left.
mate. Imagine being threatened, but then having to Google
Without-
translate
yeah, that's
those
right.
threats.
I know.
That's not good.
Like maybe she's just welcoming me to the country. So, Jez, when you went to Spain the second time for that 16 days, were you at his house or did you?
Yes, I was.
So where
clearly
was
that must have
she?
been split up then.
So it was like an apartment building. When I looked out the window,
She was in the hedges.
because he was leaving, and I was actually packing my stuff, and I was making sure he was leaving, and I looked down, and he was talking to this girl, and I was like, who is she? And she starts making fists at me and shaking, and then he comes back upstairs, and he's like, don't go downstairs.
Don't go downstairs.
Did
And
I
I'm
just
trying to
say-
leave.
Imagine
And he
you-
said that it was his ex.
Imagine upsetting someone so much they're doing that thing you only see in
Yes,
movies where they're
where they're
making
shaking
fists
their
at you.
hands.
They're shaking their fists up at you. Rah!
Jessica.
Okay,
That
well,
is pretty
these, you know what? It
intense.
sounds like a very good idea to have a poke around
Yeah,
someone's
that's
house
right.
that
Can be
you're
very
hooking up
revealing.
with. Sean, we haven't had any men do it yet. Do you think men poke around on a lady's house?
Not so nosy, they're just having to,
To be there.
just having to be there and go, quickly get home and tell the
They're
boys.
not asking-
Hey, I was on last night.
So they're not asking any questions and there's nothing that will make them leave.
Don't want to ruin it at all.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're finding out why perhaps sometimes it's a good idea to have a snoop around when you're at someone's house for the first time,
It's not
especially
an
if you've just
invasion
hooked
of
up with
privacy.
them.
It's not.
Snoop
it's
Doggy
not.
Dog.
It's researched of whether you should be there or run for your life.
Tracy's in Cooper. Hi, Trace.
Morning, guys. How you going?
Morning,
Right,
Trace.
Trace.
What happened when he snooped around, Trace?
So basically, had a bit of a snoop around. So went over the first time, sleep over. Socks went missing next time. Bra went missing next time. I thought, okay, this is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a snoop around, and there was a whole bag of clothes, of ladies' clothes.
And a giant
And-
magpie?
He liked a bit of a souvenir
A souvenir that he liked to put on
to
himself.
wear.
Oh.
What a way to do it, though.
Yeah, I get it.
Wow.
I mean,
so,
let's
that's
go
no
different.
good.
Let's go order online.
did he take nice things of yours? Was it a good bra?
No, it was one of my favourites, but it wasn't a good one. But it was
one
more
of
the
his
fact that
favourites?
he felt more at home having something of someone's.
That
not
he knew.
he'd been with. Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's...
I don't know.
mean-
That's what he said, but that sounds a bit creepy-ish, doesn't it? No, that's not even creepy-ish. That's pretty strong.
I was like, buy your own bra,
It's
mate.
Yeah, exactly. Order
It's
online.
pretty strange. I mean, we've kept good friends.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's really, really
Okay.
understanding of you, Trace.
Well, look, each to their own, mate.
Each to their own. But how much is a bra, though? What's a bra
Oh,
these days?
A lot.
That's my thing.
60, 70, 80, 90,
It's like, you know what?
$120.
Flog,
Like you can
flog
pay
the
any of it.
odd sock.
You guys get stitched
But
with all
like,
the gear.
if you're gonna be spend if a bra's like a good bra's
Yeah.
$80,
Yeah.
like minimum, like you gotta like give some. That's just stealing.
You don't need to
$80
flog
from your
it.
wallet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Thank you. But it's okay to steal socks and knickers.
your limit.
Knickers are cheap.
I don't
Some
know.
are.
My
not all
mum
of them
socks,
gets it
man.
for like $5 a bag at best and less.
Yeah, well, that's value for money, Marlene. I mean, if you're wearing the good lacy ones, they can be, $40
Oh,
easy.
they're lacy.
Lazy? Did you say lazy?
Lacy.
Thanks, Tracy. Kyle, hello.
Hi, guys.
All right,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Talk to us. What did you find when you had a bit of a snoop around?
It was about 10 years ago in another city, and I had met a guy off of one of the apps similar to Tinder, but way more...
We know
more,
the one. We know the one.
Yeah. Met through a friend.
Yes.
And when he went to the bathroom, his phone has lit up because he got a message.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there was him holding a child. And so we work in a similar profession, so I was like, okay, there's been no discussion around kids or anything like that.
Yes.
Single. So I reached out to a friend because we hooked up a couple of times and found out not only was he married to a woman, but the night that the message, like I'd seen the message,
Yes.
his wife was having their second child.
Oh, get out,
Kyle.
So I saw him again, and when he got there, I was like, so, new child. And he's like, yeah, it's really bad of me, isn't it?
Oh.
Was his response.
Do you think?
What part? So, Kyle, we just saw Hayley on TikTok go and approach the wife. What did you do? Like, because that's a moral thing, isn't it? It's a weird thing.
I stepped away from it completely and said, "This is." His excuse was, "I'm of Italian descent, and she's of Italian descent, and if my parents found out, they'd kill me. Her parents would kill me." And I was like, "That is your bag." Step away from it.
Got nothing to do with
Sometimes it is just safer to step away.
Yes, that's right. Don't involve yourself any further.
But oh my God, Kyle.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Well, time to catch up with our Eagle, Jeremy McGovern, and it's a good week ahead for the Gov because he can just disappear, hopefully. Gov, are you disappearing for a couple of days to get away from the footy?
No, I didn't actually. I hung around Perth. We had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, so it's our first day back today.
Oh,
I didn't know. I hung around Perth, had a few commitments here with the family and that. So
have you moved? Have you officially moved house yet, or is it still an ongoing process?
Yeah, no, I did part of that over the week. I personally didn't, but yeah, the removalist did.
Are you in the new house, Jez?
No, I'm not in the new house. No, I've had to move into another rental. I'm still a couple of months away.
The
building industry at the moment is
tough.
Yeah, is very slow, as most people probably know.
Well, materials.
Hey, how were you removalist? Because the last removalist I used, I ended up doing most of the work, which is weird because I paid them.
And then he invoiced himself. Yes, very strange.
Were they a company that just did everything for you?
Well, they're doing it today for me, and I've made sure I'm at training, so
good.
Hopefully they're good. I'll let you know after.
Okay. That's the way to do it.
Go if
just not
still
be
everything
there.
at home.
Hey, Gov, when we were calling you then, our producer Amy says, God, Gov's got a really good phone number. And she read it out to us, and it is. It's one of those really great ones with great numbers.
It's got symmetry to it.
And here it is now, everyone. No.
04.
But then Amy was like, imagine if Nathan gave it out on air. What's been happening with your number lately?
Yeah, there was a few people got hold of my number. Young kids have been getting hold of it. I don't know how. I've been getting a couple of random calls, and they're leaving voicemails, and some of them are nice, and some of them are not as nice. But
Are any of them funny, Gov? Where you go, oh, that's actually pretty good.
I don't answer random
numbers. No, I haven't had a lot.
No.
I don't answer them. If they leave a message, they leave a message. If not,
I don't answer random numbers. No. I don't answer private numbers either.
Yeah, because they want money off you.
It's always safe. You don't know. You know what it is? It's the unknown. It's like, who are you? Yeah. And then if a random number rings you, and then they ring you again and again and again, it's like text messages exist.
That's right.
Yes.
You can let me know.
Voicemail exists as well.
Yeah. So you know I don't want you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. If you really want to get hold of us, you'll leave a message or text.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Gov, there seems to be a few players coming back via the Waffle this weekend. They were saying up to about 14, 15 guys are going to be playing for the Eagles in the Waffle, and a couple of blokes in Liam Ryan and Willie Rioli trying to get some fitness as well.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, those boys missed a little chunk of footy now, so Waffles obviously on this weekend. We got the bye, obviously, so it's to get a run in there. Those boys' legs would be great. It'd be good for the Waffle side as well to have actually some of our boys actually playing for them. So it's exciting to start getting some numbers back. And Dommy Shee's been putting in a couple of weeks now.
Yep.
Obviously, Yowie, a bit disappointing with his stuff, but that's footy and it is what it is. But we're starting to get a few boys back, which is great.
Now, back to you. We were hoping you were going to play against Adelaide and you're a last-minute withdrawal. How's the back now? How are we going?
Yeah, it's actually still a bit pretty stiff and sore, but I'm going to train this week and see how I go. And I went over there with full intentions. I wasn't lying to you. I was ready to go.
No, we believe you.
And, otherwise I wouldn't.
Nobody goes to Adelaide for fun.
Yeah, I'm not going to bag Adelaide out, but I'm not really flying over there for no reason. But
there's heaps to do.
No, the sitting on the plane wouldn't be great for your back, so you wouldn't do that unless you thought you could play.
I'll try to get some training this week and see how we go. But I've got to tick a few boxes before I get back.
Yeah, Matt Tabernard's struggling over at Fremantle with the back. Once it goes, you're in all sorts of trouble.
I've only had this sort of back spasm stuff once, and it was only a couple of days thing. And at the moment, she's just hanging around.
You get needles and stuff like that?
Yeah, needles in your glutes, and back and everything. I've tried everything so far, so I've got a heat pack on as we speak.
Sean spasms
I don't know if I have a
everywhere
heat pack.
and
I think
gets
it's a bit
stuck
more.
with everything everywhere.
Just no, Gav, you're at that point in your life
I
where
do.
you're wearing heat packs just
Yeah.
out and about.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know, the heat pack's just, I personally don't reckon they're a great look. I think you look a bit like a sook, so.
I'd pit like
Come
a
on,
sook.
come on.
Yeah.
Okay, it's managing
So
pain. Because you're a professional athlete. I don't
Therapeutic.
think you're a sook. Gav, I want to get away from football because, what am I going to say about that? A chick on TikTok, right? She's uploaded a theory that she has observed from rich people. I just want to know if this is true to you. Have a listen.
If the back of their couch touches the wall, then they're not rich. Rich people, their couches just be out there. Just be out there in the open. Rich people, their house is so big, their couch don't touch a wall.
Now, we do know that you've done very well
Yeah,
with football.
you're
Does
on
your
football,
couch touch your wall, or is it just...
Yeah.
It does?
Well, look, I've got a 50-50 mix. Some of my couch touches as well, some of it doesn't, so.
Keeping some
I'd
of
like
it real
to
and
say-
being hoity-toity in other rooms.
Who in the team has the couch way out in the middle of the room?
That'll be
Oh,
Nick Nat.
Nick Nat.
Nick Nat for
yeah,
sure.
Nat Nui definitely does.
Yeah. And yeah, he sits on the floor, so
Yeah.
figure that out.
Yeah, who else?
Simo's got a couch in... Yeah, he's
In the middle of the
Simo's
room?
Definitely got the couch in the middle of the room.
Well, once he signed that deal after winning a premiership in 2018, he's all about it.
Yeah, someone's got a moat around his couch.
Yes.
So you've got one. So where's the couch that's in the that's off the wall? Where's that in your place?
It's obviously in the lounge room.
Yeah. And then
But
where's
yeah,
the wall
it's an L
couch?
couch, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's obviously there's one part on the wall, one part coming off it.
But,
Yeah,
but
so
here's
it's
the
like
thing,
that.
you've got a new house that you're moving into,
Yeah.
so
The couch
things
is-
completely
Yeah,
changed.
the
and
couch isn't going to be on the wall at the new house.
Yeah, no, it is. I've heard that TikTok and I made sure I dragged it back to the wall.
Just a man of the people, aren't you?
I've actually just built a wall straight behind my couch. It's still in the middle, but it's just a short one.
Doesn't want to get up himself. Very grounded, Gov.
Oh, he's amazing.
That's why we love
He's
you.
one of the people.
Oh, well, Gov, hopefully we see you back in action.
Yeah.
The house comes along brilliantly. Stay at footy training as long
Keep
as you
the
can
heat pack
today.
on.
Make sure you don't do any heavy lifting.
No, I won't. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Good on
so
you,
mate.
Gov.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Bit of drama on the Mitchell yesterday.
Oh, Nathan.
Yeah, rolls of material. We're blocking the laneway. Many rolls of
Yeah,
fabric.
heaps of them.
So many
Wow,
rolls
man.
of fabric. Yeah. Upon further inspection, people have that are in the fabric world.
Yes,
They're
yes.
in the know. So they look like roll towels, whatever that is.
Oh,
A roll
that's-
towel.
Is that the stuff
I
that
dunno.
you use in workshops where you just rip a bit off and...
Who knows?
I'm going to
It's
say
a bit of a
yes.
rag.
Who knows? I've never
I'm
worked
gonna
in
say
a
yes.
workshop.
It was blue.
Blue?
So,
Heaps of blue material.
it wasn't like Spotlight. It wasn't bolts of fabric
No,
from
no,
Spotlight.
no,
it wasn't
no.
like that.
Right. Quality fabric.
Well, we don't know.
No, I
Roll
don't know.
towels, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think that's for its purpose. I don't think it has to be fine silk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was, the urgent warning from Main Rosa approached the area with caution and scissors, they said.
And a needle and thread.
Isn't it amazing how the women at Spotlight cut material?
Yeah.
They're
I know,
just
they're
like
amazing.
wizards.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, the way they can just... like, you are just amazing,
Good skill.
Gladys. I'm guessing
Always
your
a
name
Gladys.
is.
There's always a Gladys there.
Yeah, but straight to the comment section, everyone was like chiming in on how bad that is. Cuthbert D left a comment, and he said, "Bet that person's boss isn't going to be very pleased."
That's
And
right. Cuthbert's onto
Cuthbert
it.
D, never true a word spoken. Because you know what? Like, we've never been in a scenario where we've been driving around with workloads, Sean.
Oh, when I was at TradeLink, I was.
Oh, yeah, of
Sean,
course.
you worked there for 5 minutes.
And mostly you ate pies.
How in that 5 minutes have you done everything that everyone's ever done on a job?
Well, I shot hoops with Bryce as well. It's not
Yeah.
only eating pies. No, I had to deliver pipe.
No, that was during your football career. You've got the jobs wrong.
Did right.
But the thing is, right, so these rolls of fabric, they've come off the truck. And sure, I'm sure all this is insurance and all this sort of stuff, but we're in a pandemic right now. You know what I mean? There might be rolls of fabric that are just like on tap. They've got to order more rolls. Maybe that was the last left in the...
So do you think he knew at the time that they were falling off, or did he get to his destination and go, oh...
Well, he wasn't. He wasn't reported to be there, so it seemed to have been a roll and run.
He just. So all of a sudden the truck went faster because
isn't good. But how funny would it have been if one of the rolls was attached and there was like just a blue line of fabric leading into the guy that did it?
It is my worst nightmare. I always think something's going to fall off the back of the truck onto my car when I'm driving along.
Yeah, so if you're going past or overtaking a truck too and they've got the big pipes, you think you're waiting for that.
It's Final Destination, be spared. I mean, if you've seen that movie, it's a warning.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
We're talking about when stuff falls off the back of trucks. Happened yesterday. Big rolls of fabric.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
On the Mitchell caused traffic chaos.
It was not good. Shane's in Brabham. Hey, Shane.
Hey, mate. How you going?
Good, Shane. Now, is this about your load or someone else's load?
Well, I used to own my own truck, and I used to own like a hired train truck on the back of it.
Yep.
So I've loaded up all this building mesh, and I've strapped it all down, but I've left the crane up in the air. So I've driven out of this yard, and I heard this big bang, and I'm like, what's going on? I looked in my mirrors, and I've just taken out all the power lines down the street.
Oh, Shane.
Snapping them off,
God.
mate. Just snapping them off, mate.
So what do you do in that scenario? You just keep driving?
I wanted to, but it cost me $7,000, 5 demerit points.
Oh, demerits.
Oh, demerits.
And so it's an offence, a traffic offence.
Yeah, apparently. They blocked the whole street off and everything.
What does it go down as a traffic offence for? Do you know? Dangerous
Reckless.
driving?
He was on his mobile phone.
Isn't it amazing, though?
And then the funny thing was, I was shitting myself that much. I was on my mobile phone and went around the corner and he lost all the mesh off the side. And then as I'm doing that, there's a cop watching me on my phone.
Oh.
So
This is you're lucky to get away with 5, Shane.
I knew traffic offences happened on the ground, but not above your car.
Yeah.
Like up in the air. That's the first up in the air traffic offence I've heard of. Wow, that's
a cautionary tale.
That feeling, Shane, must have been so bad.
That's the worst.
Mortifying.
You know, there's go, oh no.
So sorry, Shane. Do you have to ring Western Power yourself, Synergy, whoever it is?
I didn't have to ring them at all. Everyone else did, but I ripped for their power.
They were on the phone pretty quick.
Yeah, the statewide blackout did that, Sean.
From one Shane to another. This Shane's in Armidale. Morning, Shane.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Hey,
Okay. What fell off the back of the truck?
Mate, years ago I was working for a company in Canning Vale,
Yeah.
strapped on like 10, maybe 12 sheets of polystyrene.
Yeah.
Yes.
But for some reason they wouldn't fit on the back of the truck on the flatbed.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of raise them up over the top bar of the truck,
Yeah.
Coming down Williri Drive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big gust of wind, all I heard was this big whoosh. All of a sudden 10 sheets just flew in every direction, covered Williri Drive, like full chaos, cars stopping, like the whole deal.
Imagine being in another car and that flying at you. What?
And you know what polystyrene's like? It just snaps to a million.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The clean up on that would have been horrible.
It's probably still there today.
But, I mean, the bonus is that for the other vehicles around, I mean, you get hit by a bit of foam. It's not that bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's big lumps of metal falling off the truck.
that's
It's
true.
a polystyrene sheet.
Yeah. I know, but you know when
you brush with death.
It's like a hole in a beanbag. It stops everywhere. It's hard
it
to
goes
clean
everywhere.
It's just like you're driving through a storm in an Esky.
Yes, that's right.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We're talking about when things fall off the back of trucks, basically. It was a bit of a mess yesterday when massive rolls of blue fabric fell off the back of a truck on the freeway and blocked every lane. It was all over the joint. It was an absolute mess.
Thought that person's boss isn't going to be very happy with them losing their workload. That's what we're talking about right now. Peter's in Huntingdale. Hey, Pete.
How you going, guys? How are you?
Pete. All right, so what were you doing? What was your load?
Well, I was heading down Morong Road, and we used to turn up and go down over near the Red Castle Hotel and turn onto the Grayson Highway there. I was turning onto the Grayson Highway, and back before we used to have all the proper gear, we used to use ropes, and the rope snapped about 200 sheets of metal shot across Grayson Highway.
This is my nightmare. Yes.
And peak hour traffic.
Did it hit anyone?
And, no, it didn't hit anyone, just slid across the ground, but peak hour traffic jammed all the road up, and the only bloke that got out and helped me was a bloke in a full suit.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I'll pack back onto the truck.
So was it easy to, like, were they heavy to lift?
Two-person lift.
Two-person lift.
Two-person
So, yeah,
lift.
and just you and the guy in the
50
suit.
kilo sheet.
And how long did it take you, Pete, you and this other guy, to be able to do that and clear up the mess?
About an hour and a half.
So if everybody else had helped, you would have knocked it off in about 20 minutes, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. And peak hour traffic, people were pretty mad with me, I think.
What a bunch of bozos.
Just
Get out of
imagine
your car.
a bit
Roll your
more,
sleeves
a
up.
bit more wind that day. Imagine the head count of decapitation,
Yes.
the literal head
Yeah,
count.
that's what I mean.
You would have
Yeah.
been picking up heads.
Yeah.
That is
There's an image for you.
unbelievable.
Thanks, Pete. Debbie's in Dawesville. Hello.
How are you?
Good, Debbie.
Good,
Debbie.
Deb. What fell off the back of a truck? Tell us the story.
My husband drives a front lifter rubbish truck that lifts the big red bins over the front.
Yeah.
And someone obviously one day had put something that was still hot and burning in their bin, and he tipped it into the truck, and he's driving along to take it to the tip to empty the truck, and he realised there was a fire in the back. So he had to stop in the middle of the road and push all the rubbish out with the compactor and dump it on the middle of the road.
So he stopped his truck and then pushed a whole pile of burning garbage onto the road.
Yep.
And he didn't have a
had to, 'cause
choice.
because his truck's worth $500,000.
Yeah. So he couldn't have found a place that was, I don't know, slightly more amenable to that, like a car park.
No
or
one
anything?
had to stop there.
Immediately.
Then and now.
No, he was on his way to the tip in Northam to dump it, but he couldn't make it. He would have lost his truck, and so it was a matter of just dump it and wait for someone to come and lift it with a bobcat and
Yeah, it
move
becomes
it.
someone else's problem.
Imagine, right, if you haven't seen this happen, right, and then you're driving your car down the road, next minute you've come to a burning pile of trash, you would have thought, have I blacked out? Am I in the apocalypse? Like, what is this?
Deb.
Oh, they get all sorts of things in the back of the truck. He even got in there one day to clean it out, and there was a snake in there.
Oh, really?
That's my, okay,
Yeah,
that's my
Nat.
worst nightmare.
That's when you
thank
press
you.
the compactor button.
Yes, yes, exactly.
No, you don't. You get it out and you save it. That's what you do.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So a woman on the TikToks
On the tickies.
has come up with a theory. Obviously, she's had some dealings with some rich folk.
Okay.
And she's had an observation. And I would like to get your guys' opinion to see if you agree with what she has to say.
Right.
I think it's a bit of a generalisation.
Well, let's have a listen.
If the back of their couch touches the wall, then they're not rich. Rich people, their couches just be out there. Just be out there in the open. Rich people, their house is so big, their couch don't touch a wall.
Just sits in the middle of the room. Well, I've had that
I'm
arrangement.
trying to
I've had
think.
my couch in the middle of the room, and it was just bad for the feng shui of the room.
Yeah.
So I moved it against the wall.
Well,
So I went from being rich to poor
Well, she
in
says
one move.
as well, if your couch touches a side table and that side table touches the wall, this still applies as your couch touching the wall.
Trying to think. I think she could be correct here. I really do. Just think about it. Think about it. In those plush houses you've
I
been
know.
to.
One of my friends is very wealthy.
Yes.
And his couch is basically in the middle of the room.
Yes.
It's just
think
you
she's
can
right.
drive a car around the couch.
I
And
feel
mine's
she's
not
on.
against the wall because mine's against a window, so you can't push
Yes.
that up against the wall. So when I read it, I went, "Oh, am I doing well?" And then I looked at the size of my part and went, "No, not that great." So
I'm a tale of two because downstairs I've got the couch. It's not against the wall because it's kind of like an open plan living area. But upstairs it is right against the wall.
Yeah.
money.
It's money downstairs. Money downstairs, poor upstairs.
Yeah, because when we're faking people out when they come in, they don't see
But
the real
according
stuff
to
going
Downton
upstairs.
Abbey, it should be money upstairs, povo
Yes.
downstairs.
You're
Downstairs
really
where the help should be. Sean,
shaking things up.
Where do the helps sleep?
Like Rex, our dog, I have a little
In the
area
garage.
outside for them.
Oh, do you? That's nice. Just a
Just
series
well,
of.
so it is a bunk
it,
bed that goes against the,
and
the
it's
garage
8
wall.
high, isn't it? It's 2 8-high bunk beds because the stuff
It's
is
quite a
16.
few.
Is
No,
it
Extensive.
it's not. It's two pipeline beds on one side, so that's 4 people, and then the opposite side 2. That's why the garage
But-
is very hard to park in.
They're hot bedding, so
Yep.
it's
Yes.
double the stuff. as beds,
Remember
yeah.
when we slept on the Navy boat in those bunk beds?
Yes.
Of course I
and,
do.
well,
I'll never forget that night.
The bunk beds spare a thought for the Navy, right? When they've got bunk beds, the person that's sleeping above them is literally 5 centimetres
Yes.
from their face.
And then there's someone above them.
And then there's someone above them. Like, I've never
And-
slept so... I was on the top bunk. I've never slept so close to a ceiling before in my life.
and you lived your entire life in a bunk bed.
Yeah, I did.
And imagine, just sort of feel how wide your hips
Yes,
are.
That's it.
Add about an inch either side. That's how wide the bed is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so skinny.
Anyway,
anywho.
if your couch is not touching the wall, congratulations.
Well done.
You're
So
doing very
if everybody now just shifts their couch into the middle of the room, do their fortunes change?
Well, let's see.
According to TikTok,
Yeah.
yes.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
I just want to touch on Australia's T20 series against Sri Lanka. They've played 2 games against Sri Lanka in the last 2 games. This is the best of 3. Australia have won both games in record time.
So do they just
series
cancel
is
the
over.
third?
They're going to play the 3rd game, but it seems like a bit of a waste.
So wait, they've already won?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the best
They've won
of
the
3,
series.
they won the first 2 games inside of 2 nights, and
Well,
And they've been
That's it.
whitewashed too,
you
hasn't
just
it?
jump on the plane, and they're in
course you
Colombo.
jump
Have you
on
been
the
to Colombo,
plane.
Nat?
I have been to Colombo. It's lovely.
Any sights in Colombo?
There's a lovely sort of botanic gardens that's really nice.
I'm sure
it's on the
it'd have
beach.
a good museum.
So
Would you go to Sri Lanka?
When?
got holidays coming up in a couple of weeks.
on your list?
After 8. Sri Lanka,
It's
no,
quite
it's
a
never
warm
been. No,
place.
it's never
Quite
been
a
on
warm
my. No,
place.
it's never been on my list.
It
You
is.
don't like hot
Well, Nathan, you would
places.
like it because there's a lot of surfing there.
Oh well,
People
I mean,
say.
I
Yeah.
was going on a surf trip with Natalie.
Okay.
Just sleep under
On
the
the-
stars
on the East Coast.
Crack
Yep.
coconuts. I'd
Yep.
drink them, then Natalie would wear them on her boobs.
Of course
Yeah,
you would. Yep.
that's how it goes. That's
Okay.
what we do when
It's
we're
a
on holidays.
symbiotic relationship.
It is a beautiful place, Sri Lanka.
So-
They're having some trouble at the moment, but it's a gorgeous place.
All right, there we go. So they're having a great time, the Aussies, and maybe they'll stick around and see the tourist sites over the next day because they've already won that series. The
Yeah,
other
put
thing,
their
Phil
feet up.
Mickelson came out, fronted, and did his own press conference the other day. He said, once again, he is not in it for the money, which they're suggesting.
The enormous amounts of money.
So Dustin Johnson's getting paid a couple of $100 million Australian to play. They're saying that, well, it was on Fox Sports this
Phil's
morning.
doing it for $20.
244 million Australian dollars to play in the live.
So that's what Phil's getting.
Yes,
but
apparently.
he's not doing
But
it
he's
for
not
the
doing it
money.
for the money.
He said
What's he doing it for?
He reckons it's a better schedule for him to be able to spend more time with his family.
Oh, yeah, because,
Yeah,
he
because
can,
of all
he's
the
only
money?
has to play one match and then he can basically take the rest of the year off. Unbelievable.
Damn, it's so hilarious.
Just
isn't
admit it, Phil. You're in it for the
I'm getting
money.
paid
We
a
get
truckload
it.
of money.
Nobody
Thanks for
will
coming.
argue with you.
Yeah, it's $244 million.
Like the people I would murder for that. Murder.
It's a long list.
A lot of
100%.
them. All of them,
Yep.
Sean.
All
You,
of them.
her,
Yeah.
Amy, Harry. On air. I do it on
definitely
air.
Harry.
I do it on air.
I've got to say, I would not have hard feelings towards you.
No,
No,
that's
of
right.
course not. What are you doing
And we'd
this,
just
Nathan?
be like-
Why are you doing this, Nathan, when the knife
I
goes
mean-
in? I'm getting $240 million. And then you'd say, try and make a deal.
Can you just pay me instead?
Just go like a
Just send
million
my
and just
family
stab me-
10%.
Stab me in a lump.
And finally, last night, if you're watching Channel 9, you would have seen the State of Origin on 80,500 people turned up to watch the game at the Olympic Stadium in Sydney. It was a great spectacle. Channel 9 get huge ratings for this, and I
Yeah.
know in WA, and it's not everybody's cup of tea because we're a AFL state, but
It's a lot of
it's
expats
amazing.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing that it generates just by having states have such a strong rivalry against
Yeah.
each other.
Well, we've never been more against each other since COVID.
That's true.
100%, Nathan.
It's a bit of a
100%.
boil over, wasn't it? Everybody was expecting New South Wales to win, weren't they?
Yeah, because Billy Slater's a first-time coach, coaching
Yeah.
Queensland, and they had, I think they had about 4 or 5 first-time players.
Yeah.
But they produced the goods last night. Cameron Munster was named player of the match, and I was watching him play. He played particularly well. But sometimes the ball just was kicked to him, right? So the opposition, New South Wales, just kicked the ball, and he's standing in the middle of the field, so he moves 10 metres, and they go, oh, I reached
Like,
the
it's the
game
most
like yesterday's
amazing
news.
thing.
Like, I don't know about that. They kind of just kicked it to him. But the rest of his game was particularly good. And well done to the Maroons who got the victory last night. The next game's here in Perth, so that'll be huge. So the 2 biggest games we've had, sporting games here in Perth, have been Rugby League, State of Origin, which is here, and when the Wallabies played New Zealand.
Yeah.
So
crowd-wise, at Optus Stadium, yeah.
And both times at the Camfield, their records for drinking were set on those 2 nights. And I think the number one was the State of Origin.
How could more people go to that Wallabies game than went to the grand final?
Because it's a rectangular ground, and so they have
can
the
fit
seats that
people
come.
in. Okay, gotcha.
Share it up.
Shapes.
Gotcha. It's all about shapes, Nathan.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.